Hi everyone, welcome back to Through Alchemy. So this reading is going to be all about how does the person on your mind think that you feel. So this is going to be their perspective. This is going to be from their lens. This is going to be from the way that they really view life. And this is going to be how they think that you feel about the situation or the equation between the both of you. We do have 6 piles for this reading from the left to right. Pause if you need a little longer, and I'm gonna start with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You chose the fish. This is water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So I'm picking up on the energy of being impulsive. Um, they could think that you're an impulsive person. Um, they could also think that you're impulsive, but you're very decisive. I think the fish is somebody that they're seeing mm, with a lot of wisdom. Not that that's specifically a fish archetype, but that's the energy that I'm seeing pairing up with this. The red moon could be talking about some sort of like wild feminine energy, like they see you as someone who may be very informative about, or like is a lot in tune with their body, whether you're a man or a woman. um you could be a medicine woman, like you could actually be a doctor or nurse, or you could be a healer or a light worker. Seems more clinical to me, if that's really what I'm getting. I'd say overall you're a very sweet person, a bit jumpy, healing family issues. They could see you as someone that lives alone, maybe is one person army is what I'm hearing. Maybe you don't get along really well with your family. Um, or they just feel that you're a bit estranged from them. So how do they, this person could also be your husband, honestly, or your wife, but it feels like they've been close to you, close enough to know something, to be in your inner circle. I heard extramarital. I'm even hearing conjugal rights, so there could be some legal issues. I'm also hearing like custody or court dates, something of that sort. So how do they really see you? What do they think you feel? Um, Two of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Tower in reverse. They think you're quite devastated that this is over. They think that you really like them and they fucked it up. They did something that caused, they feel like you haven't told other people the extent at which they fucked up, or the damage that they caused was permanent, why you're not able to come out of it. And there are things that they feel that they said they shouldn't have, whether they were positive things, they give you false hopes, or they said really disgusting things about your character to you. um Whatever they did, there's a sense of like with the tower, that this was something that was very promising, and it's something ugly that they did. Like, I'm really hearing the word ugly, like below the belt. You don't really do that with people you love. So it was just ugly. Like, this could really be that they even maybe, like, I'm seeing this person have a lot of aggression. So they could have raised their hands on you, or they could have shown you in a way, signaled you that this is what they wanted to do, through things around you. I am getting a tone of domestic violence or physical abuse, or even if it was like sexual encounters, maybe this person used to get aggressive in the bedroom, or it could be the total opposite, that they were very loving, but then sometimes you'd be very confused that what the hell, who is this person. But I think you had certain traumas of your own where you were not able to come out of it that easily. Yeah, codependency. So I think how they're seeing it is worth waiting for. Like, they feel like you're trying to like it's done and dusted. I'm seeing somebody take out a lot of old books. Like, there's a lot of dust settled on it. You're trying to like shake it off, clean the books. I'm not sure I feel like you're healing yourself from whatever catastrophe of a relationship this was. They could also feel like you're looking for someone that's softer, that's just not them. Um, there's a bit of like a dislike or self-hatred that I'm stupid. But this person has a sense, like when I see it from their end, because the reading is about your perspective through their eyes, which means that this may or may not be true to what the situation is in your eyes. It's more about how they perceive the situation. So, when I'm tapping into the energy, it feels a bit like disgust from yourself, towards yourself. Like somebody, I'm picking up on the energy of somebody who looks at themselves in the mirror, feels disgust, but masks it. So, this person could have borderline aggression, which I feel like I don't know if I can say it borderline, because the energy is like when I look at myself and I have aggression, I try to calm it down and I mask it really well. Because I feel that anger will be unacceptable, so I have to hide how much anger I have. So this is coming from deep rooted issues within this person. This person could be the type who used to control like what you're wearing, sometimes maybe calling you abusive names, because they think that the shirt you're wearing is too short, or the skirt is short, or they feel that you're trying to please other men by the way you're wearing clothes. Like, um they know that this is wrong, that they're commenting on your clothing and your basically your choices and trying to call you some type of way for male validation. I don't think they realize that's because how they notice other women. That they could that could not be your intention, because I see them also seeing you a little bit, or maybe it's what spirit is showing me, that you're not a troublemaker. But this person just has, I don't know where they learned it from. They have some entitlement, dominance issues. I just say they know that this is really wrong. Forgiveness, retreat. So this is really funny. Might irk somebody off. Like, they think that you will come back seeking for their forgiveness like you always have. If there's a legal proceeding, you're getting divorce, they're like trying to pretend, they may be stalling the process, purpose trying to put in hurdles, because they don't want to accept that they've been that shitty, even though they know it. They keep floating over the truth. Like, I'm not gonna dive into it about, because I'd have to accept how shitty I've been. Um, it's the energy of, I think if you're just in a relationship and it's not a marriage, then there's this energy. You see, like, retreat is also in reverse and forgiveness, and then we have family issues, which mainly has been the energy of like a real marriage that I'm picking up, not just, so maybe even if it's live-in or a long relationship or something, whatever it is. Okay, um it seems like they're like, okay, just let her, I think she's just trying to make me act right, how women are. That's the type of energy that I feel. On the other hand, if this is a woman that you're watching it for, yeah, she thinks that you're just going to come back and you're really not going to do much about it. So they're kind of like stalling the process, thinking you're just throwing a fit, maybe bigger than usual because you've left and you're doing all of these, I'm hearing legal tantrums. But it's more about, they haven't accepted it. This person is quite out of touch. Their lens is warped, I think, around how you should be treating the people that you love. But I think there's an energy of like fear that this also could be real. But I keep on seeing somebody in the mirror who gets angry. How dare you leave me, how dare you this. They know that their aggression is very harmful, it's wrong, but then they put a mask on. I'm not sure if this is narcissistic, it's very possible, but we can't really diagnose. There are strong traits over here. Okay, pile number one, this was your reading. I'm gonna leave it here. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number two. You chose the starfish. This is water. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So this reading is, your perspective from their eyes, which means it's based off this person's way of viewing the world. Always remember that when you're watching some type of reading like this. So I'm feeling like this person's energy when I tap into it looking at you is very soft, very sad, very, it's kind of like a baby energy, like I'm like a boy or a girl. Usually my demographic is women, so I focus on him a lot. But if this is a woman you're watching for, change the gender. Okay, it's gender non-specific. So there's this energy of a, like, when a dog's like whimpering, like "Boo, boo, boo." That's what I'm really feeling. Like this person is in an energy of maybe feeling a bit like they're seeking attention. So I don't know if they're acting out generally in their life. Um, their ego took a hit, a massive hit, more than you'd realize, and it's a major thing for them. I think you don't know. That's the whispers communicating that it has really broken them down because you left. So the way they see you is as someone that doesn't just have that power over them, but was so right in leaving them because they promised you things that they were not going to deliver. And I think they saw you get very upset, but it seems quite fast paced. Like this person sees you as someone that was giving them ultimatums. I'm noticing how my speech is a bit slow, so I'm still processing the energy that I'm getting. It could be that this person has taken months or weeks to understand what they did was wrong, and also I think that they are quite a womanizer or somebody that talks to other people um pretty often. Like they get their ego boosted by women or men, so I think that's why you had such a strong impact, because they could have been single for a really long time, and it's like you were impactful enough to make them question what the heck they're doing. So I don't think that they changed um so much so that they stopped doing those things with other women or men, but I think it definitely brought out a very strong sense of guilt and embarrassment. Like even while doing it, this person's consciousness was knocking at the door and was like, what the hell are you doing, man? But this person couldn't help themselves because they're stuck in seeking validation. So they may have promised you things. It was like a reward system. You enjoyed hearing the things that they said, and they enjoyed giving or being that illusion or that idea in your eyes. And the moment that it's like I'm seeing a glass drop, the glass shattered, okay, the illusion broke, you saw, and you started spitting fire at this person. So that could be metaphoric, or you actually said things to this person which were something that I'm seeing that this person was trying to protect themselves from. But eventually the words got so painful that they ran away. It's like what I'm seeing, it could be the intensity of your words, it could be just that maybe you didn't say so much, but they didn't have the, I mean, eventually I think that they did not have the ability to face it, and they ran away because it was really hurting them. So they ran away thinking that you were wrong. Okay, that's the funny part. Like, they thought that you were overreacting or you were just being too sensitive. I feel like the word is too sensitive, the Wheel of Fortune. So that's why I feel like it has been some while. Like, I feel it's 7, 8 months or something like that, where now I feel that it's possible they've had their own experiences where karma was served, you know, and it was brutal, it was cold, it was a slap in the face. Like, if they did that with you as a woman, some other woman did that to them, or maybe multiple. The concoction that the universe is saying that was exactly right for this person to feel what they had done with you, because they were seeking um refugee in somebody else. So, because I think they were carrying a lot of bruised parts from being involved with you. It felt like a very real breakup to them, if if it was a talking stage or a situationship or even a hookup. Wow, I forgot that this was about, like, how do they think you feel. Yeah, I guess I didn't forget, but the channeling was very strong about, like, diving into what was their understanding as a human of the situation. I think this person has grown. I'm hearing the word terribly grown. Like, it was really difficult a couple of months right after they lost you. So they're seeing you as the queen archetype. That's what I'm really hearing. They feel like when they try to get close to you, you like double up. Like, if they reached a level 4, you've gone to a level 14. So they feel like they're never going to be enough. Or there's something about intellect. Like, they're never going to be smart enough for you. They're never going to really know. So it's a comparison of a boy with a 20-year-old woman. Like, if he's 8 years old, he's 11 years old, he's looking at a woman that's 32. There's something about emotional development that's quite slow on this person's end, or just maybe their biological level is different. Okay, I don't know if I'd say slow, but you are a lot more quicker. That's how they see you, and I think it's still like quite focused on how do they feel. They may have not still actualized how they made you feel, but unlimited possibilities in the reverse. They feel that the door is closed. They still hope for it. Their energy probably still lingers around, but I don't think this person honestly has the balls to approach you anymore, because at first you were unknown to them and they were unknown to you. I think you're a more forgiving and a more light-hearted person than a lot of people know. I think you're not that strict with um they think of you as someone that takes dating and marriage very seriously, and I'm hearing as you should from their end, but they are not that person, and they may have spiritually outgrown who they used to be, but they keep going back to wear those small shoes. So their body is somatically is not ready for the change, and I feel that they think of you as a very strict person, but now that they know you, they really don't have the audacity to approach you. So if you're waiting on some sort of communication, uh, I tell you to find a way to extinguish the possibility of that happening. I'm not saying it might never happen. You never really know what happens. Uh, it's a never say never type of a situation, probably, but the way I'm reading it's quite sad. It seems like two people are at different wavelengths generally. So we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, because again, audacious. You are, it's a very bitter truth for this person, maybe being in love with someone they can't really match up and be of caliber. Um So I think they keep going back to women or men that boost them around the people that they feel like, yeah, I still am worthy, right? Because I'm not that smart, established, or I guess maybe knowledgeable or spiritually inclined as them. That doesn't make me any less. But I think it's a way of also compensating. I don't know, this person is having a hard time really navigating. It seems like a lost child. And the antidote would be to be really true to themselves, because what they're trying to follow is a bunch of masks and templates formed by other people around them, and they're not fitting in any of them. It's you're just too big for them now that they know you. That's what I'm really feeling. From, my point of view, it seems very sad for them. Playfulness. So they're gonna stick with their own league. That's how it really feels. I just think they're gonna refrain from painting the white picket fence picture for just any person. Even though I feel like they still did it right after you because they were trying to lick their wounds. I don't think this person is someone that sits and processes feelings, and that's why they keep roaming around in the same warp of perhaps the outcome of it is always a low self-esteem. Okay, so pile number two, this is what I have for you. I'm gonna leave this here. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number three. So this would be your reading if you chose the cosmic egg. So how do they think you feel? I'm also picking up on how do they think and feel about you in this reading. Now, when we see situations from their eyes, your perspective from their eyes, it means we're tapping into that person's consciousness, their level of, their framework, their nervous system, how they really think about things. Okay, so I'm picking up on the way that this person perceives you. It's very ethereal. Someone that's deeply tapped into the spiritual framework and aesthetics of life. Someone that naturally sees, maybe you have a good eye, like you wear good clothes, maybe you're more focused on the uh, lifestyle than how it really looks to other people. There's also a bit of a trailblazer energy, like I don't give a fuck about what you think. It's not rebellious, it's not somebody who is purposely out there to offend people, or it's just a bit more sophisticated. Like, even if you are hurt or communicating about something, there's a bit of a class. Okay, there's class over there, there's being poised. It doesn't seem something that you're purposely trying to enact. It seems like some level of zen, like they got really hurt, so they see you as, maybe supposedly there was a situation, I don't think you're together, that you expressed how you felt and you left them. um they think that could have been really difficult on you. There's a question of like, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but they keep going back to your texts and the bond that you share. So they think about like, it's not possible that they didn't get hurt like they told me, but it was like the way you handled, you didn't, I don't see majority of it being like on and off. The color palette that I'm seeing is like neutrals and beige. That's why I'm picking up naturally what the color psychology really shapes us, our mind to see is like a bit of like exclusivity, a bit of class, like cream beige. That could actually be a color palette, or it's just, I don't know. You are someone that chooses to be calm, composed, even in moments where your reaction should be like, what the fuck are you doing? So it could be possible that you have that, but they haven't seen that, and they feel that you were very sophisticated with them. The hermit, again, a person that feels way too much than they express. The Queen of Cups, for sure. Hangman, you think differently, you don't want to follow what everybody else is doing. and they appreciate that, but they also have this feeling that they're not the one for you, because there's a bit of like a rowdy, rugged energy with them, which could be a presumption because sometimes opposites do work well, but they're thinking that there's maybe a difference of financial bracket as well, or like, I don't know, physical attraction. They don't think of themselves as ugly, but they feel like you've got a different vibe, you're different. Three of swords in reverse, you're healing, you're moving forward, maybe you had a glow up. um Five of Pentacles as well. I'm hearing that those words baby got back. So I literally don't think that's about your ass. I think it's more about, maybe you have a good emotional system around you, emotional support around you, people that want to help you, people that take care of you, and that's why you were able to like walk away so smoothly from them, or tell them no. I think it was a situation where there was one strike, maybe two strike, but there wasn't a third strike. I'm not sure. It can't be 100% for everyone, but there was enough for you to know that your dignity is being questioned and you don't want to deal with it. So I think that the ugliness of it was avoided by you. You didn't want to be the one who's crying for phone calls and texts and communication. So you walked away. That's really what I'm seeing. And I think that this is the classic example of like the way you treat yourself is how people treat you. Like, I'm not sure what your history has been like with dating, but the way that you showed up in this situation has created an image of you in their mind, and that image is, I'm not begging for crumbs, you did not want to act right, I'm walking away, so fuck you. That's the energy that I feel. It's no hard feelings type of an energy. I will deal with what was done. I will take care of myself. I don't need you. There's a sense of like having a, I don't know if this person genuinely thinks you're quite rich. You come from family backgrounds or something about wealth. There is something about wealth. There's something about having a comfortable life that offers you this, I guess, maybe security in their, in their mind, that you're fine. Like, I'll find somebody else, or I have family to take care of me. I don't really need you. So it's just how they see you as someone that's not gonna be begging. And how do they think you feel? It's all good. Yeah, fuck yeah, I've moved on. That's the energy that they feel. Like, even if that's not how you feel right now, that's how they're seeing you. Like, it's a rich kid energy, honestly. It's a rich kid energy. Like, I've moved on. There will be plenty others approaching me. I don't know. What are you worried about? Why didn't you act right? They do think that they got you there for a while, but the more that they were checking your social media, or if it's public or whichever way they have access, they realize you're not that fucked up over them. The Empress and the Eight of Swords. You're releasing yourself from this bullshit. There's a bit of regret, but there's a bit of like, I never really had a chance. Like, I think they're consoling themselves by saying I never really had a chance, even though they know that you were kind of down and dirty for them. I think that they think that you were, um, I'm picking up on a lot of sexual vibes, so they think that you definitely found them quite attractive. Um, and there's something about monogamy. Like, they think that you're a monogamous person. There's something a bit bratty about you as well. There's an energy of like FaceTiming and seeing the environments you're in, what you're wearing, what you're looking like. You're going out for like clubbing or drinks or something like that. There's good exposure, there's good lifestyle, um, there's travel plans. Like, it seems like it's a bit easy, it's comfortable, that's how they're really feeling. I don't think that they feel that you're worried. Emotional release in reverse. they could suspect that you are still not 100% over it, because I think that they don't know that, did I not matter? So I think that all of these are like speculations. I really don't know what has been going down behind the scenes. Like, how did they move on so quickly, So, pile number three. Yeah, three. This was your reading. I'm going to leave it your information for personal readings is given down below. And I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number three. You chose the camel. This is fire, I think. So, yeah. Mm, Either this is fire or this is air. I feel that it might be fire. I don't know. Okay. So this could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Um, Camel usually does stand for like someone who holds a lot of knowledge. I do feel like some of you are coming from pile number two, or there is a mix of energy from pile number two. So I'd say that I think that this could be a same gender relationship like LGBTQ. I feel that this person has a very strong masculine energy. So when I tap into their energy, this is a gender non-specific reading, first of all, and second of all, when I say that this is about your perspective through their eyes, it always means that we're tapping into the way that they perceive world, the way their nervous system operates, the way their mentality works. So I say that I'm feeling like from pile number two to three, there's a more masculine energy over here. So this person feels very um more of a leadership, a bit more hard-headed, or I don't know if I'd say stern, stubborn. Um, they're having a difficult time changing their opinion or the story they gave to you. And I think that through life circumstances, repetitively, they've been shown that you were someone that was trustworthy. I think they were living off a template of what women or men, again, gender not specific, but my demographic is women, so I'm really going to focus on that. Um, I think they've gained some emotional intelligence through the painful experience between the both of you. This could also be that you're still together, you're still in each other's lives. See how does it really form? It's situational. So this feels like something where they felt like somebody was lowering their standards. So, Hamid, I feel like maybe it's possible if you both like separated. There's two things. One, that they think that you lowered your standards with them, or two, that what I feel is more probable is that they lowered their standards right after they separated from you. And I think that's the case because they felt very misunderstood by the way you spoke to them or the way you concluded to be a fact about them. For some of you, you block this person or cut them off very, very quickly. We have feminine energy in reverse. So they can't seem to find the soft side within you. Like they wonder, were you pretending to be someone? No, I feel like it's more like they're curious, where did that sensitivity go? Um, there's just a general question in their mind, like, who does she share that with? It's not about particularly like, men or something like that. It's just like, what does it take for someone to get that baby side? So that's what they're kind of questioning. I don't know if you shut them out of that. um they're thinking about how they can bring that back. If this person is thinking about coming back, they're thinking about, how can I bring that back? Like, how can they be the same with me again? And they're just in this question oriented place, like Do I need to travel? Do I need to book a flight? Do I need to come see them? Do I need to personally woo them? um it seems like they have a serious energy towards you, like something of that sorts, but it's a bit like this person, I am not sure, it's a bit of a youthful energy at the core of it. Like I'm really not sure. How does it relate with, is I feel like it's very prominent. How do they think you feel? Oh, that's a very interesting message. They think that you're just going on and about shopping, doing the things that you do. You may have spoken to a lot of your girlfriends about them, bitched about them. This classic mindset, like how men think that women cope with it, and it's not far from the truth. But this person is not seeing the amount of maybe pain. It's also possible if some of you this wasn't that big of a deal, so you didn't go through that, so they're seeing the cream of it. That's why they're questioning where is your vulnerability or sensitivity. So I think when somebody relatively questions that, they're thinking like, did I not matter? And I think that could be the question that maybe is a bit of an arousal point for this person, like, I didn't matter that much, so I think I need to do hard more, go harder, like, to chase this person, their validation. um So it's kind of like the energy that I get when this person's mind is, again, why I said maybe more masculine. It's like it's more of a male brain functioning. Like when this person looks at your picture, they're literally kind of imagining you naked if they've actually seen you naked or something like that. It's like the dirty little brain gets turned on very quickly, and um, how they're seeing you is someone like very sophisticated, like honestly, I don't think they're thinking about how you really feel. I think it's a lot based off. I don't know if this seems a bit more casual energy. It's not that deep in pain, definite energy. That's why I feel like maybe you're together. Maybe nothing catastrophic has happened between the both of you. Career history, job and work patterns. So their energy is again focused on themselves. I don't think they're thinking so much about you, how you feel. It could be a bit off-putting if you were looking to understand more about how do they really think I feel. So are they really not thinking about me? I think the hermit is a bit like conflicting, because, and then the camel, I think that they're thinking more about the way that they showed up. That's why I'm not really getting much about, like, they're thinking more about themselves. The camel is again, reservoir, saving up energies in some shape or form. But then I have the feminine energy in reverse. It's like, fuck all confusing spirit. Can we really find out how do they think? That pile number 3. I don't think that they think so much about how you feel, honestly. I'm really not getting anything. In fact, my mind is like wandering around different things. Now I'm just a bit confused. Did I mess up the serial numbers? I think I did. Yeah, I think this is 4. Move forward, experience the grace of who you truly are. It's so funny, man. Now they're not serious about you. I don't know what is this person up to. I think this person is um I feel like it's contradicting itself. Like at first I thought they're serious about it, but now they're not. And I'm seeing the image of an airport. Like, I don't know if they're planning a trip away from you. It's possible that they're going for a vacation. they're thinking about it, or I think they're just sitting on the decision whether I need to move forward with this or not. And I think that they're absolutely not thinking so much about, how you really feel. I think they're more focused on whether they want it or not. So I feel like you should move according to this information. Like the Queen of Swords in reverse again. Like I feel like the decision is being stalled, or they're just not that. They're fickle minded. Their priorities could be like more towards their career. They're not that focused on what's got to be done here and how you really feel. It's a bit conflicting, but this is what I have. Okay, so pile number 4. This is what I have for you. I'm gonna leave this reading. Your information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 5. So this will be a reading. You chose the zebra. I do want to say that this is a gender non-specific reading. I do focus a lot on the viewer being a woman because that's most of my gender, my demographic. I also want to mention that the reading states that this is your perspective from their eyes, which means that their eyes is their nervous system framework, their way of viewing the world. Could or could not be the truth of it, but that's how they really see things. With zebra, there's a lot of intuitive insight in the way that they relate with you. They see you as a bookworm, maybe a geek, but there's something very sexy about that to them, Here's something about a secretary. Maybe it's a kinky fetish of, a nerdy secretary, or a bit of sexual kink that I'm getting on this person's end. Like, I'm picking up on something about, something about being geeky over here. I think they're not comfortable with their sexual fetishes. I think it's possible there's shame because there's something a bit hidden about looking at you like that. Or maybe there's shame for the fact that there's this energy that you're not allowed to visualize like them like that. So there's an energy of sexual pleasure, self-pleasuring themselves to the thought of you. Um, how they're seeing you is someone that they really had a genuine connection with. It fell apart. They don't understand it. They often there's this energy of like, I often criticize the universe or my god for what happened here. We have moved forward in reverse, experienced the grace of who you truly are. So they were finding a lot of solace, friendship. They felt good around you, honestly. Perhaps a bit codependent, honestly. Like, it's a bit, yeah, the lines are a bit blurred over here. It's not a structural composition of like how you should not have any dependence, but it's a bit of like, I only feel good when I was around you. Like I was feeling safe enough to also be myself. I don't know how do I label this as something that I am finding a bit codependent, even though these are the bases of like how you should really feel like yourself when you're with someone that's good for you. um I think this person has a mother wound, especially if you're watching it for a man. I think he needs a woman to feel functional. I think he did not have a nurturing mother. Six of Wands. So he feels more strong when, or he defines himself when he has a woman to look after, or I don't know, gives him a sense of like the knight in shining armor. It's a bit complex because I'm saying that there are bloodlines, okay? I'm feeling it. I don't know how to say this. Like, his primal need to feel needed is a bit more than required. There's a bit of stuntedness in his perception, the way he sees the situation. And if you're watching it for a woman, she's looking at men as a, I'm not sure if it's like a meal ticket. I wouldn't say meal ticket. That's a bit low. It's, I could, I'm looking for daddy to show up, you know. Um, that's what I really feel. Like I'm looking for my parent, and I don't know that obviously. So it shows up at this as the stakes of it being very high in dating. Like I'm a bit unrealistic of what I want from a man, and vice versa, like a woman. So this person could have been a bit bratty, like, I'm working, I don't have time for this, and like, don't you get it? But internally, they really enjoyed you waiting for their calls. Um, I don't think it was like something that they were purposely doing it to be manipulative and like mean, that I'm gonna make them wait or they're playing the game. No, I think it was just generally a bit of stuntedness where sometimes they had fears coming up and they would avoid your calls or overly attach themselves to you, but they did not have the mental clarity and emotional equipment to resolve those issues within themselves before they started projecting onto you. So they couldn't have, yeah, that's what I'm really feeling. The bloodline is that their nervous system is constantly outsourcing safety. I wouldn't say at a very vast level, but I do see some deep rooted level. This is the reason why they're not able to find the right partner. This is the reason why they could be commitment phobic. This is the reason why they just have toxic relationships. For them, they think that they were a fleeting memory for you, moment. You're gonna go on and find somebody else better. They regret it. They regret being dumb. They feel like they shot themselves in the foot. Especially if this is a woman, she's not gonna accept that. I feel like, especially if this is a woman, I feel like her friends are constantly like hyping her up, thinking like, oh, he's not good, he's not good. But sometimes these types of advices make it difficult for you to correct your behavior where you may be lagging and kind of like sabotaging your own chances of having a greater partnership. So I think that this person as a man could be on the opposite end of, yeah, bro, she was too demanding, like you couldn't have done that. We as men have to earn money, she's not daddy's little girl. So there's like a bit of like a camouflage of like I'm not I'm first of all, I'm not seeing it, and second of all, I'm not even surrounded by people who can help me call out my shortcomings. So it is kind of like the blind leading the blind, to be very honest. I think that on the opposite hand, if you have friends that also help you boost your self worth, like, just I feel like it's a situation of blind leading the blind. Like sometimes you need to be corrected, sometimes you need to walk away from something that's beneath you. Past, present, and future. I don't think this person is very bright emotionally, honestly. I hate to say that, but I don't think they put a lot of brain in why things happen the way they do. They could be very religious also. Um, all concepts are warped. It's a very 9 to 5 drink beer, go home, fuck, and fall asleep. Honest, I don't know how to place it in another way. It's a very simple. I could say very simple life. It's I don't want to think too much about things, so I don't think that they're thinking about how you really feel. Our baseline is just like I fucked up or something happened. Let's move on to the next broad type of energy. Let's, have a couple of beers or like, yeah, it's not much to think about. How do they think you feel? Six of Cups. I definitely had a good bond with them. Three of Cups in reverse. I ain't fucking reaching out. I think that's the energy that I feel, at least for now. I don't know if there's a bit of like evolution that takes place in the future. Um, but that's the energy that I feel right now. Like, yeah, I had a good bond. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. It's not emotional depth. It's very shallow. Honestly, it's very surface level. Coming from my perspective, the way I see things, yeah, it's very surface level to me. Okay, so pile number 5. This was your reading. I'm gonna leave this here information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 6. This will be a reading. Your perspective through their eyes. So this is gender non-specific. This could be same sex. I'm picking very strongly on a lesbian relationship. It's also a sense of like this person having a lot of grief, sadness. I do tend to focus more on women, perhaps even watching for men because that's my demographic. When we say that this is their eyes, your perspective from their eyes, it means we're looking at these situations from their framework, their nervous system. Things may not or may be true, but that's how they're perceiving. So when I see their energy, it's very like somebody who's quite quite upset. Like I'd say not quite, like really upset. So I'm seeing somebody lying on their bed in a fetus position, like wrapped up like a bean. I feel really sad that this happened. I'm not okay. And it might be my fault. It does feel like this person feels a lot of blame. Yeah, I feel very sad, very icky. I feel grief. I feel a lot of grief, sad. I sometimes my friends are calling, I don't want to answer them. I also feel like this person may not have a very good supportive group of friends as well. Like there's not much effort that the people around them put to uplift them. There's a bit of a negative mindset as well. Um I don't think that the people around them are very emotionally supportive. That's one thing that I'm feeling like this person isn't aware of it, but the way spirit is showing me is like that's the norm around them. It's a bit emotionally stifled. So they were prone to act the way that they did with you. This could come as a third person perspective review as well from spirit. Um, you do have two archetype cards, which is about I feel like this is resulting in a very strong ego death for this person. Like depression and spiritual awakening are two sides of a door, in my perspective. And I think that this is resulting in something very strong for this person. There's a lot of smoking weed or cigarettes. This person could be a smoker. There's a lot of passion as well. This person has this energy of the world is out there to get me, or the core level. I think that the core level belief is that I'm not lovable and good things don't happen for me. Page of Cups. I'm constantly thinking about reaching out and apologizing. Either they didn't or they did. There's an energy of I have messaged you quite a lot and I'm not getting the response that I want. I'm not getting the chance. Currently I'm struggling with self forgiveness. I'm struggling with what happened. I'm struggling with This is definitely resulting in an awakening. Like, I feel like this person is having to let go of you. It's more of a physical experience. Like, the body feels overburdened by who they've been and is grieving a version they don't realize right now. So it seems um a lot. King of Swords. I feel like what they're grieving is that analytical version of them that would um, create hurdles, like maybe a self-sabotaging part that they were prone to act in a way that would hinder their ability to have love and good things in life. We have justice in reverse, so it's a very difficult phase for this person. I think that there are not much that they're seeing, like they're feeling very pessimistic, not good things happening to them. They even lost you some capacity. You could have been a best friend to them, or maybe you don't realize that you were a friend to them. This could genuinely be like a friendship turned into lovers type of situation. Somebody very specific, I'm hearing that you were the first one, or like somebody that they lost their virginity to, or somebody that they became very close to, or somebody that they opened up to in a really long time. So there's a bit of like chivalry also within them, where they're like there's a bit of like suffering in silence energy as well. So nobody really helping this person. um I'm definitely not saying it's your cue to message them, but I feel like it's some sort of karma. These still are very sexually attracted to you. Imprisonment. It's a spiritual, yeah, isolation. Thank you, spirit. It's a spiritual imprisonment. It's like when the universe puts you alone to figure out yourself. Sometimes these situations just happen naturally where you're meant to stay alone so that you can find yourself. Feels like a punishment, but is generally for the greater good. The Fool, I think they still want to come back. Um, I kind of forgot that this was about, how do they think you feel? I don't think there's much energy about you. I think there's a lot of self loathing, there's a lot of self blame. I think they know that they've really hurt you. I think that they remember, they replay those things that are in their mind. They are kind of ruling their self conception. I don't think that you went overboard with how you expressed your pain to whatever happened. Some of you, this person actually cheated on you or felt like a super betrayal. Um, it was a lot for you. You guys had a very tender relationship, and it was a lot for you. I just don't think that this person's inner reality is very constructed of abundance generally. So that's what you perceived. With the way that they behaved was out of lack. Now, however that came up, I'm not sure how this message really forms in your situation and sits in your situation. Five of Swords. There's a lot of self-loathing. I guess that's what I'm really going to tell you. Like, when I'm seeing from their eyes, their perception, their framework, their nervous system operates a lot out of fear, defeat, loss. Love isn't real. But I found somebody real, but I eventually fucked it up. My core conditioning works at a way that I am bound for failure. So this could be a very harsh environment that they grew up in. Parents that are constantly critical. If you don't walk in the box of what I've understood, your creativity and your spark and your soul is kind of rejected. So it's their soul's measure of, being in this cataclysmic relationship of something that's very sweet. I definitely see this person seeing your bond as something very, very sweet, something that um is very precious. When you're a teenager and you find that friend that really gets you, it's, us against the world and the bullies, or like we talk everything about what goes on in our house, we have sleepovers, something like There's a sweetness and naivety and an innocence to those relationships, and that's what you had with them. You could talk about anything, be yourself, crack your lamest jokes. There's something very precious about those experiences, and that's what you represent for this person, the way they see you. So there's not much an inner dialogue around how they think you feel. They know how you feel, upset, even angry. And I feel like there's this energy of like constantly trying to reach out to you. I'm not sure if they have, but there's an energy of like they've messaged you. They're terribly heartbroken over it, really heartbroken. I think if I could take a little bit more of leverage, this is the type of energy that where you can consider a second chance. I'm not convincing you for it, but I am placing the genuine sorrow that I feel. You are very, very, very dearly to this person. Very dearly. Leadership. So I think this person is being moved to a place of like the ball lies in your court, whatever you decide, and they want to win you back over. But they still have this like mindset. Can I really do it? I don't know. It's a bit confusing, right? It's never really that straightforward with humans. We're so complex. So, yeah, pile number 6. This is what I have for you. I'm gonna leave it here. Information from personal readings is given down below. I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye.